Great. That's great. That's great. Sit right here. I was just in the middle of doing a workout. I was doing an ab workout because the last couple of days I've been trying to get back into the routine of moving my body because it feels good. I feel better when I move my body a little rather than just because I really like to play video games, and I really do like to sit around and like watch shows and videos, and because I work a lot and so I'm on my feet a lot. But just have socks. I have my fake vape up here. I have candle. I have 3 different types of drinks. We have hot tea, we have water, and then we have candle wax. No. It's just that meme, girls have like 3 different drinks. It's become more of a reality for me that I do have more drinks than one more often now. I don't know if it's because I saw the meme and I was like, okay, I'm going to conform to this meme now. Or if I just genuinely enjoy it. No, that's not true. It's at work because I'll have my bottle of water that I bring, and then I have crushed ice at work, so I'm literally eating ice during my entire shift. So I have a cup of ice at all times as well, and then the days that I get a coffee, I have my coffee too. So I have my water bottle, a cup of ice, and then my cup of coffee. So I do have like 3 different liquid ingestibles. This is not what the video is about, but these videos are just really going to be... These are like my little random pop-in videos when I think of something to talk about, and I'm like, okay, this is just kind of an impulse record, but there is substance behind the impulse. So as I was saying, I was in the middle of doing an ab workout, and because my body's been craving movement again, because I was jogging regularly and I was doing yoga regularly and I was working out also, just like little workouts regularly. So my body's gotten into the mood of like, hey, we like this. And I'm loving that because now I have these little moments where my body's like, let's move. And I'll actually be like, okay. Instead of like, nah, I don't feel like it. I've gotten myself in a little bit of a nice groove that when my body is like, hey, let's do something, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to that. Isn't that just like getting to know yourself, getting to know your body, being more in tune with yourself? I don't know. It's what it feels like. It feels like I'm able to listen to my body more. I'm able to listen to that, and I'm actually able to follow through with what it needs. And I think that's a cool little symptom of like giving a shit about yourself. Because this is new. This is new for me. Giving a shit about myself is new for me, but also what comes along with that. So being able to pay attention to my bodily signals and actually like give my body what it needs, that's new for me to actually feel like giving my body what it needs because it makes me feel good, and that's new. But I'm saying, like, I think that comes along with starting to care about oneself. When you start to care about yourself, I think you start to listen more to you just start to get more in tune with what it is that you need. Yes. Yeah, it's so funny. When the camera's on, it's just like, I do these little things that I don't do normally. I do these little things like, yes, that's a camera thing. That's a thing that I do when I feel like I'm not being performative enough. Isn't that funny? When I feel like I'm not offering enough entertainment for you, I put in a little what's it called? Something to fill the space, to fill the silence. I can't think of the term, but I know there's a term. Because it's just like, that's what entertainment is. There's like no silence. There's just breaks, like all of the cut breaks, and to just like never have any silence, never have a moment to just, because like this is not, I think one of the experiments with these videos I'm doing is also just like, I'm not editing them. I'm not putting background music. I'm not putting any cuts. I'm not editing them. I'm just sitting down, recording, and what comes up, comes up. And not saying like I don't have some kind of direction I want these to move in, because I do press record with something to say, with something to talk about. So it's not completely just, I don't know what I'm going to say, I'm just going to press record, and whatever comes out is just going to be what the video is. Like, I do have something to talk about. Finally, I can finally be like, I can finally have this idea in my mind and have these thoughts of like, I could record right now and I could post it. Like, I'm finally able to just do that without having to, because before I'd have the impulse to record and I'd sit down and it would be a whole lot of just like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to fill the space with what I think people are going to think is entertaining. I'm trying to be entertaining. I'm trying to emulate other creators, and I'm editing it in a certain way, and I'm putting little effects here and stickers here and text here, and like these videos that I'm going to be posting are just me when I have an idea to record, to talk about something. That's what it's going to be. So yeah, so that this idea of like just recording without any breaks, without any editing, it's not new by any means, and I'm not the one who started it by any means. That was such an awkward laugh. Because I'm trying to fill the space. Sometimes the space doesn't have to be filled. Sometimes there can be silence and a video can still be valuable. Sometimes what I say can still hold value without there needing to be a bunch of edits and effects. And what inspired me, or one of my inspirations to even start doing this, was this page on Instagram and this YouTube channel called Reality Designers. And I've joined their Discord. I'm not very active in it, but I'm in the Discord. I'm just kind of like interested in how this creator makes his videos. He just sits down and like, he does add a little bit of effects, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not saying anything about that, but it's just like, he's kind of inspired me to just sit down and talk about what I have to say, like to just say what I have to say. So his videos are structured in this similar way, and it's like a breath of fresh air from everything else that's out there right now. And I think that's part of the reason why I also started my podcast, The Bedside Table, was because it's just a space for me to sit down and be comfortable, and like there's no editing and there's no breaks. And I mean, there are breaks, but it's like there's no cuts, and it's just like, obviously it's a podcast, but like it's just me sitting down having a conversation about my life and about things that I think are important, and about what I've found value in and what I've learned and my experiences. And I like to be able to just sit down and talk about that without this pressure of needing to be performative. I think there's a lot of that, and I think there's been a lot of that, especially in the creator space, of just let's find the thing that entertains the most, and let's be as loud and as big and as, in your face as possible to get the most attention. Let's get your attention. And that's like exhausting after a while. Not to say that those videos aren't fun. I have fun with those videos. I have fun with like videos that are edited and that are performative and that are entertaining. They're there to be entertaining. And I love the people who do them. I follow so many creators who do that kind of content, because I mean, that's just content, and I love it. So I guess I'm in my creator era of just experimentation and figuring it out, because I do also like doing funny, creative, performative videos, though I don't think I have I don't think I have any up. It's just like those are things that have been in my mind, and like I've been experimenting with that, I guess, on my TikTok. So my TikTok has been like my place to experiment with just like funny little things, and also just like little performative, like meaningful things. So I'm experimenting on the internet right now. And I'm doing it in a way, I'm doing it in a different way than I have before. Because I've been doing this for a long time. I may not have, like, I've gone in and deleted a lot of videos and privated a lot of videos. And I've started over so many times. And that's just me. That's just a pattern that I've, from being like a perfectionist and being like, oh, that's not good enough. And like, oh, that's weird. Oh, I don't like that now. And I'm older and I'm in a different space, so I'm just gonna remove that, and we don't want that. We're gonna start fresh, and we're gonna start something new, and like, yeah. But this time I'm like, even if I have those impulses, even if I have those feelings of like, I don't know if I should put this up, or I don't know if this should exist, or I don't, maybe we should take this down, or maybe we should do that again, maybe we should try that again, maybe we should start over. Like, I still have those feelings, but this time I'm really trying to hold out for the sake of like, let's just experiment with it. It doesn't have to be great, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to necessarily even be entertaining or performative. Just get comfortable leaving something there. Just get comfortable putting something out there and like being all right with it. Being all right with whatever, with what it is. Let's just be all right with that. If that makes sense. I'm rambling a little bit. But like, let's be okay with that. Let's be okay with rambling a little in a video and kind of going everywhere and talking a little nonsense about this, that, and just like, this is the video. Like, let that be okay. Let that be okay to be a video. Because it's my video. It's my video. It's my platform. It's just like, and that's like, that's the fun of it. That's something I've really struggled is I realized that I held that water and I don't think I took a drink of it. And then I picked up my tea. But like, yeah, that's something I've really struggled with, is because I see other creators out here and it's like, these people are making this their own. And I know that that probably wasn't just a simple journey for them. Because even though I look at it now and it's like, oh yeah, they've made it their own, it probably took them time, and like doing stuff like this, it probably took them the same kind of, they probably went through a similar kind of thing to carve out their own space that felt like them and felt like, okay, now I can actually really create and put something out there how I want to. And yeah, it probably took them time to fine tune things, and just, but not fine tuning in a way to make it perfect, just like fine tuning it for themselves. To be like, yeah, I like that, and I'm going to put it out there because I like that. And because it's entertaining, and because it's informative, and because it's valuable, whatever it is. There can be many reasons, but it's been really difficult for me to make something that just feels like mine, that feels like me. So I'm working toward that. And that's what a lot of this recent experimentation on my social medias, on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and my podcast, like, I'm actually starting to create things that really do feel like me. And I think in large part, it's because of feeling closer to me, because of feeling more in tune with myself. So where this video started is kind of where this video is ending. I feel more in tune, not only with my body, so when my body's like, hey, let's get up and move, I'm like, okay, let's do that. I'm feeling more in tune with myself on a creative level too, on a mental level. I'm like, hey, let's sit down and talk about this thing. Even though I don't have it all planned out, and it's not going to be perfect, because that's the pattern I would fall in. But let me actually drink the water. Instead of just hold it. That's one of the patterns that I would fall in before, is just, I have this idea and I want to set up my camera and I want to record, and my brain would go through these steps of like, okay, where are we going to do that? We don't have a tripod. Right now, my phone is literally sitting on a roll of paper towels in a paper towel holder. I positioned it on top of the paper towels, and the paper towel holder is holding it. That's what I'm recording with right now because I'm not at home. I don't have my tripod or my mini tripod. I don't have that. And I don't have my microphone, so the audio is not going to be fabulous. It's not going to be as good as it would be if I were recording with my microphone. And I'm not in a space with like fancy lights and neon, and like I'm not going to be editing this. There's not going to be effects. There's not going to be zoom ins or texts or breaks. And it's like that. These are all the things my brain would go through just from having an idea of like, hey, I want to record. My brain would be like, let's sit down and talk about this. And I'm like, well, I don't have the proper equipment for that right now. I don't have my tripod. Where am I going to put my phone? I don't even have my microphone. I don't have my editing software. I'm not at my computer. I can't finish. Like, I can't make a good product. It's not going to be good enough. So let's not do it. My brain would go through all of these things to convince me to not do the thing that it wants to do. To not do the thing that I like I want to do this. My brain would come up with all these reasons for why I shouldn't do it. So I'm proud of myself to finally say that I'm in a space where I can still have all of those thoughts. Because again, I still had all of those thoughts before I started this video. Of like, yeah, the audio is not going to be good because I don't have my microphone. I don't have my tripod. Where am I going to put my phone? It's not going to be the greatest space. And I have an idea of what I want to talk about, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to start there. And instead of planning everything out and getting everything perfect, like I would normally try to do, and then I wouldn't even end up doing the thing at all, it's like now I'm just doing the thing. And I'll perfect it in the process. I'm doing the thing and I'll learn as I go. So I'm just sitting down with you and I'm talking about a lot of different things right now, and it might be a little confusing and all over the place, but that's the fun of it because it's me. That's me. I am confusing and all over the place, and this is my brain and my mind, and like I think to be able to turn something of you, to be able to take something, to be able to make something that feels like you have to know you first. So before you start trying to like perfect and fine tune what would have just been you in a video, sitting down and talking, instead of trying to like mold that and shape that into something that is performative and entertaining and something that doesn't feel like you anymore, start with just you. Start with you. Start with like, okay, what do you want to talk about and how can you do that? You want to post a video? Okay. Record and post a video. You want to make a thing? Okay, make the thing. And as you start doing that, then you can start saying, okay, now how can I creatively play with this? Now how can I turn this thing that is already me into something more performative, something more fun? Because I think if you start with a basis of, this is me, and then you start to play around with it, the end product is still going to be you. It's still going to be you. It's going to feel like you, and it's going to feel like I made this thing, and it's me. It's still me. Rather than I tried to turn me into all of, like I tried to make me do all of this because I don't really know me yet. Is this making sense? It doesn't have to, but I hope some of it makes sense. But yeah. So I think by becoming more in tune with myself and my body and my mind, I'm discovering more of me, and I'm able to just start there, and I'm going to figure it out as I go. I'm going to figure this out as I go, and the podcast is going to get figured out as it goes, and more videos that I choose to do in more performative and entertaining ways are still going to feel like me because I'm starting with figuring out me first as a creator. But personally, I am also just figuring out me. And that's cool. It's cool. It's a cool place to be in, and I feel good about it. And I guess that's it.